So Eric, I see you have the fancy houses, the nice cars, you go to the fancy restaurants. How important is that when you're actually successful?
You know, it's really important, especially with the group of friends that you have now currently. When you're coming up on the rise, you don't really have a group of successful friends, right? So being seen in those places and meeting people in those places increases your circle to bettering yourself because you meet new people and get them in your circle and they're above you. So that helps you push you to the next level. And then you kind of drop off with some of your other friends that aren't really going anywhere and holding you down like a crab. So I say, buying the fancy things and breaking into those circles is extremely powerful, more than you think, actually.
And so in that case, how can somebody get in those circles and be around successful people?
So, first you just got to work your ass off, right? And getting in those circles is inevitable because once you start making money, you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You're going to start eating at the nicest steakhouses. You're going to go get you nice cars. So it's just inevitable steps along progress as you become a developer, right? When I first started out, I didn't have any money. I wasn't eating at the nicest steakhouses, but as I started making more and more money, I started buying the fancy cars and the jewelry and all the good stuff. And I started eating in nice places. So then I started meeting all the rich people. Some of those investors came to me and were like, hey, I want to invest in some land. I ended up investing with one guy, 7 properties. Another guy, we invested in 4 other properties. So, then that catapulted me to another level. So I was making money and I didn't have to put any money in because we're 50-50 partners. And that's what, 7 plus 4, that's 11 properties that I didn't have to invest any money into. And I made millions of dollars off those properties. So
If you had to quantify how much money do you think you've made just from connections alone?
way more than the cost of McLaren.
Yeah. And now going into that, I mean, we're taking a little mini vacation when you're $200,000 boat, fancy. You see the nice private island in the back. How important is it when you're stressed and when you're going through a bunch of bullshit in your business to take these vacations? Like, do you think you need that to become successful?
Yeah, sometimes I argue with contractors or some bullshit happens, right? So I just go home, take a shower, and throw on my big ass Cuban chain and my Richard Mille watch, and I go grab one of the nice cars, usually the McLaren. I drop the top. For the next 2 hours, I really don't forgot what I was stressing about, and I just roll around feeling good. So yeah, I definitely think little mini vacations or mini breaks from work just to reset and remember that focus on the good. Can't focus on the bad, and these items help me to focus on the good.
It's like, don't take things too serious.
Yeah, don't take them too seriously.
Yeah.
Because it's all small things in the end. As long as we're healthy, we're happy, we got good family, strong faith, everything's gonna be fine.
Okay, so in that case, if somebody were to be starting from zero, right, just like you did, straight out of prison, and now let's say they were fat, no money, broke, no social circle, no friends, no rich friends, what would be the first thing that you would tell them to start getting onto the path of success?
First things first, pick up a book and read it and build habits of reading because you got to increase your knowledge, right? It's hard to meet people when you don't really know too much and you can't have nothing to talk to the people about, right? Especially wealthier people, rich people, they have a lot of knowledge. So I would say pick up a book and put some knowledge in your brain first. Pick up daily habits like that. If they're fat, maybe eat better and go work out. I mean, that's pretty simple stuff, And they should be doing that regardless because that's going to help them feel better about themselves. That's going to help them more confidence to go talk to the rich people and, whatever. If they want to break into real estate, I would say, maybe get a flip or partner with somebody that knows the industry, knows how to flip, knows construction, stuff like that, or invest with somebody that knows the industry, or go get a job. If they don't have a job, go get a construction job, with a framer or a foundation company or whatever, just to learn the industry, the ins and outs. I think that would help them elevate.
So it all starts with like those micro habits of just picking up a book for 15 minutes a day.
Instead of sitting on the sofa playing video games and watching movies, pick up a book. Instead of reaching for the Twinkies, reach for the vegetable. Just easy stuff to do that a lot of people out here in the world, free world, don't do.
When you're looking to find a business partner and get into a business with somebody else, what are some of the biggest red flags that turn you off and make you not want to work with them?
Well, I'd say red flag number 1 from first impression. If you walk up and you're obese and fat, that tells me alone enough. I'm like, I don't think I want to work with you. You can't even take care of yourself, right? Red flag number 2 would be somebody that micromanages me and is asking a ton of questions, but they have 0 construction experience. So it doesn't even matter what my answers are. They know nothing about it. So why are you asking me all these questions? Just let a professional do what a professional does, And red flag number 3, I would say I would listen to what they have to say. And if I catch them in any type of little micro lie, I'm cutting them off, right? I only need honest, trustworthy partners. So I want them to trust me and I want to trust them. But there's a lot of people, that lie about little things and I just don't like that. So cut them off. That's red flag number 3 for me.
All right, so Eric, what's the profit on a multi-millionaire home? Sort of like what we're in front of right now.
So usually profit potential is 20 to 30% of the ARV. So So if a home selling for $3 to $4 million, usually you make about 20 to 30% of that. So a $3 million home will be making $600 to $900,000.
Off of one house.
Yes, profit.
So what habits have been most essential to your success?
You know, my daily habits definitely start in the morning. I love working out in the morning time. It just gets me going. I already conquered one challenge for the day, and then I go right into challenging the next biggest challenge for the day, which is usually making sure my contractor is on site on whatever particular day he's supposed to be there.
So what habits have been most essential for your success?
Habits. You know, I would say getting up early, but everybody says getting up early. So you know what I do? I wake up whenever I feel well rested. I'm my own boss. I do what I want, right? But I'm usually up around 6, 7 a.m. First thing I do, work out. I get my body right, makes me feel good throughout the day. I get through a grueling workout, and then I'm on to the next task. Usually, I got to feed the muscles, eat breakfast, and then right into development.
And so how many hours do you think you're putting in a day?
You know, it doesn't really matter about how many hours you're working, but how productive your hours are. So as long as you're focusing on productivity and not just busy work, I think that's most important.